Hey, Colin here. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the system preferences on your new MacBook. You can get the system preferences through the applications menu, or it also usually lives in your dock, and it kind of looks like a little gray rectangle with some gears inside it. So let's fire it up and see what's inside. There's a whole bunch of different icons here, and they control the different parts of the computer that you might want to set preferences for. I'm going to highlight just a couple of the important ones, I think. If you have some students that have special needs, you might want to go into the Universal Access panel. It lets you set different preferences for how the computer might speak to the students or how the screen may look. For example, this is for seeing things. If you have a student who needs things magnified, you could turn on the zoom here, and you could zoom in and out on different aspects of the screen for them to see. You can change the display if they have, for some students, this is easier to see if they had visual problems than the regular black on white. If they have hearing difficulties, there's different things that you could set inside here. If they have difficulty manipulating the keyboard or the trackpad, they can set those preferences inside here. I'm going to go back to Show All to show all of the preferences again. Here is the speech preferences, where you can set preferences for when you select text, having the text read back to you. For some of the other hardware related things, here's the print icon. If I want to set a printer, what I would do is push plus to add a printer to my queue. And then if you're on a network, it'll usually kind of find those printers that are on the network, and then you can click on it and add it that way. You can also plug in a printer through the USB port, and it'll also usually recognize it that way. I'm going to go back to Show All. Here's a sound preference. This is just kind of, right now I'm talking and listening through a Logitech USB headset. To set that inside the computer, I can click on here and say I want the input to come through this headset and the output also to come through here. Otherwise, the computer's not always sure. Do you want to use the internal speakers or the internal microphone, or do you want to plug in something else? And here's where you can also set the loudness of the microphone or the loudness of the volume. A lot of the preference panels have this little show volume in menu bar, or show something in the menu bar. And when you click that, you get access to doing the volume up here or different things. I'll show you some of the other ones later on. Let's go back to Show All. Another thing I want to highlight is in the displays. Typically, this is also where if you're plugging in a monitor, and it's not a monitor, sorry, a projector to your computer to show in your classroom, you're going to want to maybe set some things inside here. Again, I say show displays in the menu bar. And one important thing is this detect displays button. Sometimes you plug it in and the computer and the projector don't always talk to each other once in a while. Normally it does, but once in a while it won't talk to each other. It can't find each other. If I click detect displays, then my MacBook goes looking for other displays, and that really helps you to find the projector if you need to. Interesting system application is the trackpad. I think they've done a really good job in here of showing you what you can adjust, and they show you a little movie of what it looks like when you do that adjustment. One really important one, I think, is a screen zoom. I set the option for the command so that when I hold down the command button and two fingers and I zoom in, going up zooms in, coming down zoom out. That is really handy when you're trying to show kids, hey, push this button, or this is where you have to go, right up here. See that? I find that really handy to be able to do that quickly. Also, the four fingers swipe up and down for expose. What that means, if I use four fingers and swipe up, everything gets out of the way, and then my desktop will be here. Now, I've cleared my desktop off for this recording, but if you need to access the desktop quickly, four fingers up, and there it is. I'm going to pull that back down. The other thing is, four fingers down will show you all of the windows that you have open. And when I let go, I get rid of it. Oh, okay, so I want to go to this one or that one. Also, here's one more swipe. Four fingers left to switch applications. Four fingers this way. Oh, maybe I want to go to, the system preferences, or over to mail, or whatever. So I can go 4 fingers left and right, and then 1 finger kind of will take me to the application that I am using. That's kind of interesting if you've got a whole bunch of applications open and you want to go from one back to the other. Anyways, there's other things in here. You can play around inside there, and I find it's a useful place, though. That very quickly is a tour of some of the more important system preferences. Anyways, have a good day and enjoy your MacBook.